You answered it in an interesting way, which is about Syria. You said, not now, not ever. So let me extend that out. What circumstances would you think it would be okay for American military to be used overseas? Not just Syria, anywhere.
Anywhere, okay.
Yeah.
Usually I gotta
You used to use one.
yes, I am. I'll do this now.
There you go.
Get my radio voice going here. So. Usually when you're in a radio booth, Simon will tell you, a lot of guys put the mic right up here to their mouths so they can get that deep voice.
I don't want Mike's doing that.
Well, if you didn't work with the guys I did at KSCJ, you wouldn't want that either. There are circumstances that do require the United States to be involved, and those, most importantly, begin with what is in the national interest of the United States. And what are those interests? Those interests are, that come back to us, is what does it allow us to do to protect the American people, either in this country or abroad, to protect our allies, because if we don't have our allies, we don't have our partners politically or economically around the world. So those are interests that we have to have. We also must be able to protect access to resources. This is a very important element. And think about the Middle East for a moment. Access to resources. Think about how this equation changes, Simon, if this country were energy independent. Think about if we were to explore our oil and natural gas and all of the above, and nuclear power and wind power, and make the United States of America, the North American continent, the center for all energy production on the international market. How does this equation change? Would we even be talking about Syria? One thing we have to pay attention to is what will happen to our allies in the region. We have the big bugaboo is not Syria, it's Iran. And that is a serious threat in the Middle East, because Iran, believe it or not, still holds 2 seats in their parliament for the country of Bahrain. Did you know that? They have 2 seats in their parliament for the country of Bahrain because they believe Bahrain belongs to them. They believe Kuwait should belong to them. They believe that Qatar and Oman and the UAE should belong to them. Iran is an existential threat to Israel. Israel is our ally, and we must protect Israel.
Amen.
Can I ask you another question? These are from everybody here. Would you abolish the Department of Education?
Yes.
Great. We'll take that because the last one was way long, which you
Yes.
should know about. So yes is good enough. We don't need a weird reason.
The federal government has no business involved in public education at any level, in any way, in any frame, shape, or size.
Now, couple from me. So let's say you're elected senator for the great state of Iowa.
And I will be.
Love that compliment. So you're elected senator for the great state of Iowa, and you get up there, and there's a bill that you absolutely love, right? There's something being brought in, it's going to balance the budget. And yet, somehow or other, it's managed to get loaded with pork. Are you going to vote for it or against it?
Not vote for it. I will not.
So will you, you will not vote for any bill, because I just gave you your green bill, any bill that contains any pork. Sam Clovis will always be no.
That's my promise.
Okay?
That's my promise.
All right?
Iowa is the greatest producer of pork in the world. Washington, D.C. need not be a competitor.
Okay. We've got 2 of your competitors, Lieutenant Colonel Johnny Ertz and Matt Whitaker. He is.
And David Young.
No, I just saw you right, but that's not what I'm about to ask you because he hasn't answered yet. They're both term limited themselves to 2 terms. Are you prepared to commit to term limit yourself?
I already have. I was the first to do that, and I'm very proud to say that I was the first to commit to limit myself to 2 terms.
2 terms, all right? Sam Clovis, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.